gear, and then we can bring it closer together. Now what happens when you stall a car, if you don't push the clutch pedal down, the engine's turning the back wheels, or front wheels rather. If you stop on the foot brake and don't apply the clutch, the road will stop, and because that plate is still connected, it makes the engine stop. Because you've got a direct linking system, so automatically it stops the engine.
I'm probably going to say pardon at that point.
Right, yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I just... I was losing the will to live while you were playing clutch.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're not involving me at all in this clutch thing, because it's quite complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, you know, coming out of roll, you really want to try and involve me a bit. I thought you were actually going to go there for a minute. I saw your hands got together, and then I realised you were going to start praying, yeah? Yeah, so we got a plate on the back of the engine that is spinning, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you want to let go of your bucket, Sarge won't pinch it, I promise.
All right.
Right, so
you got one spinning there.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, and that's the engine turning over, and that's the wheels. As you bring the clutch up, that spinning plate touches that, and they both spin round.
Yeah, so...
But the biting point is as you bring these plates into contact.
Yeah, so, you know, you could actually involve me in this and get me to do the same, yeah?
Yeah, right.
So if you know, it's not good skimping over the biting point, because...
Yeah, it's very important.
It's not you who's got to carry out the moving up and stopping next week, it's some other poor brother, yeah? So when I get to what point?
So if you move your left hand, say, and that's the engine, engine turning the flywheel, and that's the other plate. As you bring the clutch together, that engine turning over there, or that one plate turning, will start to turn the second plate as they get closer together.
Oh, what's that called?
That's called the biting point.
Oh, biting point.
And that's when it's just touching.
Oh, right.
Now you don't want to keep it there too long generally, because that's when you get your wear on the car, because one plate is moving and the other one isn't at the same speed, so you're going to get a lot of heat and wear and tear, and clutches are quite expensive to replace.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it at the moment. Yeah, so when my clutch is completely up, what happens then? When it's
completely up, they're in full contact, and they're both spinning at the they're sort of locked together like that.
Yeah,
they're locked together like that, and they're spinning around.
That's what you need to try and explain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you don't make it interactive, I'm just going to be looking out the window and, I get more interest watching that cat play than that.
Well, that's why I don't know about touching your feet and pushing the pedals, and I did forget about saying, this is the plate and blah, blah, blah.
Right, I'll pause you there. That's about as far as you would have got.
All right.
Yeah.
I was going to get me a little clutch system I got out in the car, my old clutch.
You were, or...
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I will take it from the beginning.
I find that difficult because if you're trying to keep it non-technical, aren't you, the clutch, and it's quite a technical thing to talk about. But as you say,
well, yeah, that's why you're trying to make it a bit more interactive, get me involved in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going on about, I was going to sleep at one stage here, and you start getting technical a bit because,
right, yeah.
You know, I don't think about burning a clutch out or. But if you get me involved in this and. Explain it, the fact that it's important that I know about the biting driving point, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you're going to be my instructor, you're going to have to get me up and moving and stopping very shortly, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't really encouraging me to have a go at the pedals, were you?
Well, I was trying to get you just to push them. That's why I was saying just get the feel of the and trying to see the difference in resistance.
Yeah, I mean you were talking about the thickness of a pound coin on the gas and the brake.
But I should have got you to push it down the thickness of a pound.
Well, I wouldn't have got a chance to push it down at all if I hadn't pushed for it myself, would I?
No, that's true.
Yeah, so it's very important I get a go at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Going back from the beginning. Yeah, we got away all right. You made sure I watched you on the steering. That was good. Because I won't watch you unless you do push me to.
Yeah.
I got the seatbelt off when we stopped, and I'll be honest with you, I could have got the door open.
Yeah.
And that would have been a great big red area, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because there was a pedestrian coming down the pavement. And if this had been Friday when we had winds of 70 mile an hour, you'd probably be looking for your door somewhere down there by now, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how can you stop me touching that seatbelt or opening that
Getting
door
straight up, well, before you stop, I should have said
before you
it.
stop? Yeah.
Sure,
Keep
before
your
I
hands
stop.
in your lap, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't take your seatbelt off. Don't touch the door, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I did actually get the seatbelt off and had to be a little bit careful because we got a passenger in the back there to make sure he didn't take a right out, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, you've done it as I was just going to say.
It's
just
too late though, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
too late.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have actually heard of SEs actually having the door open before the car stops, yeah?
Right, yeah.
You know, as soon as those wheels are rolling to a stop, it's probably a little bit too late then.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, so as soon as I told you that this is a suitable road and to find a safe and convenient stopping place,
That's the time to make the comment.
yeah, keep your hands in your lap, don't touch your fiddle. In the same way you did when, you know, I mean, you did actually save it at the end. If I had managed to get the door open and you asked me to meet you at the back of the vehicle, you'd have been standing there on your own, I'd have gone to the front of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And when you read the write-ups on some of the forums and so forth, and you probably hear people say, oh, the examiner was a right git. I told him to meet me at the back of the vehicle and he went to the front of the vehicle.
And why you just got to say no, I said to the back, haven't you?
No, why do you reckon he went to the front of the vehicle and you were standing at the back of the vehicle?
It could only be if you haven't told him.
No, it's because he's giving you a lifeline, probably the only lifeline you'll get on this PST, yeah? Because this is basically one great big brief, isn't it? The car's not moving, so if you can't pass on this one, then there's not a lot of hope for you, really, is there?
No.
So in other words, he's telling you the reason why I've gone to the front, while you told me to meet you at the back, is I'm giving you a lifeline. Pull your finger out your backside, mate, or you're going to be walking away with a 3 on this, yeah?
Right.
Yeah, because you're not controlling me. Yeah.
Right.
So obviously, if I had got the door open, that's what would have happened. I would have been standing at the front of the vehicle, and you'd have been standing there like a lemon at the back, yeah.
Right.
But because you did stop me opening the door, you got away with that one.
Yeah. No, so yeah, totally my fault. I was going to say it when we stopped, and I should have said it. Yeah, on that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You would have got a pass on that. You could have done a bit better though.
Yeah.
With a bit of practice.
I got confused with the handbrake. I was going off at a tangent
there was a bit of confusion.
That's why I quickly
on a
looked
couple
at
of
the,
bits.
I quickly looked and thought, there's well, you have actually down there got the handbrake where I could have said it.
Yeah. Don't forget. I mean, we're going to come to the handbrake on the controls.
Yeah.
If we get to it, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're only going to get. You're not going to get much past the clutch if.
Yeah.
If
so
the
it's just important to make sure you know that handbrake's on.
If the detail's there. The handbrake on the DH Treble SM is just to check that it's up.
Yeah.
Because we are moving around the vehicle, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was moving quite a bit when I was trying to adjust that seat, wasn't I?
Mm.
I thought I was going to end up sitting in the back there for 1 minute. Took you a long time to suss out why, didn't it?
It's never ever happened to me. Again, going back to having real learners, it never happens.
You've never done a controls lesson on a hill or anything?
No, not on a hill.
Sorry?
Not on a hill.
Huh?
Always did it level. And when they they just auto the latch, bring the seat back a bit forward slowly. I've never had them go whoosh back.
Yeah. The other thing I was looking for there was as well. It was the same as the seatbelt, really. To check.
Yeah.
Check the seatbelt's locked into place, and to check the seat's locked into place. Yeah.
Yeah. I did forget that.
Yeah. And the only way I could check that really is by
just giving that a
chugging on
there.
on the seatbelt and moving the seat to make sure it's locked in.
Yeah.
I mean, because this is a new car. It's obviously works quite well, but you get a car with a little bit of wear and tear on it, and that might sit between the two cogs. And as I go to move away, it shoots back a bit.
Yeah.
And you don't want that happening, yeah.
No, that's right.
So how does that feel?
Oh, yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Considering I haven't really gone over it, to be honest. It's
Yeah, there's a couple of bits that you could just sharpen up on there. You were a little bit quick at. The devil's in the detail on this, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you weren't really trying to spend enough time on giving me detail on the pedals, yeah? You'd have quite happily skip past them very quickly, yeah?
Well, Yeah, I suppose, I could have spent a bit more time on it. Yeah, I was really going over, it's just, that's what it does, get the feel for it and then move on to the next one.
Yeah, but on some of them I wasn't even going to get a chance to get the feel of unless I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah? You know, you're not actually playing against the clock on this one, are you?
No.
Yeah?
But I wasn't also, like, about pivoting the foot, I wasn't too sure whether this is the right stage to talk about it, or then before you do your sort of driving off, you then talk about pivoting it. But it wouldn't have done any harm with it to say if you generally pivot the heel of your shoe there.
Well, you've got to remember, you're not going to, unless you've done a controls lesson that's really lacking in detail, you're not going to get to the move, not and stop it.
No, I was just saying, is that the time to talk about pivoting your foot, or would you talk about pivoting your foot when you got to?
Or you can write him a letter and send it through the post a couple of days later, yeah?
Yeah.
And hopefully he's going to read it before he gives you the score.
Yeah.
It's your only chance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any detail you want to put in, at the point, yeah.
Yeah. So
because you don't really want to be coming back to the the pedals when you're onto the gear lever or something, do you?
No, that's true.
Yeah. You know, so when you're talking about the gas pedal, explain the gas pedal, explain the terms of use, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about the brake pedal, explain the terms of use. The clutch pedal, you know, don't just go on about these pictures here because it's really, really complicated.
Yeah, just use the plate analogy.
Yeah, you're going on about burning the clutch and all that, and that's not really a lot of interest somebody on the first lesson, isn't it? Yeah, so try and get me involved in it so I understand it, yeah?
Yeah.
Any questions?
No.
Any questions from the back?
No.
No?
No. No, a few actually.
No.
None at all. Well.
If I just start this engine up just so we can get these windows cleared. Yeah, go on then.
Did it matter that you put your fingers on the mirror?
A little bit.
Did it matter that Barry didn't actually ask you what you can see in the mirror?
He did ask me what I could see.
No, but he didn't, like, yeah, you said about framing the window, but he didn't ask you.
Yeah, he didn't mention anything about flat glass or curvy glass, yeah?
Yeah, I wrote that down in as well. What the glass is, and he didn't ask you what you could see in your side mirrors.
Yeah, so let's just carry on and see what else you noticed. Go on, carry on.
Oh yeah, that's it, that's what I wrote. That you didn't encourage a dry run of the pedal, but you already said that. And then I just wrote a few things for myself. I need to look up about how to talk about the braking system and the clutch system because I don't know myself. So
right, so obviously
that's cleaned up quick.
Yeah, because that's your big clue there, isn't it? It's telling you cars different sizes. I should have,
Yeah, when I was fiddling with the mirrors, I could see that she was spotting what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I could see she was making notes. So obviously, it's when I'm taking the two yet together, it's fair just to give her. To give the person in the back an opportunity just to fill in. But was the devil in the detail on the mirrors then?
No, I could have spent another 5 minutes on that easy.
Sorry?
Could have spent another 5 minutes.
Well, it wouldn't take you 5 minutes to explain. But it is important about the flat glass and the curvy glass, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, I'm saying now, sitting looking at it, I didn't see that when I was going through it, but now.
It's really important, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's good though, because if I did get that, that's my reminder now, and I'll definitely remember it next time about the difference. I know, just went out of my head totally, don't know why.
As far as you haven't mentioned, because I haven't had my caffeine injection yet.
But yeah, no, well spotted there, Sam. Well spotted.
Sorry?
I thought it was good though.
Yeah. Right, we'll pause this.